Digital ID is coming. Many people get very concerned when they hear that. But let me tell you something. You are watched and tracked every second of the day. Every decision that you make is documented already. Many people are not ready for this conversation. But we're going to have it anyway. If you're new to the channel, I'm Michael. I discuss ascension, psychology, and quantum shifting, and I make the lessons relevant for everyday life people. Many people get very concerned. They hear digital ID is coming. And this shows us a lot about humanity. Now, none of us condone digital ID, We don't condone a control system, a beast system, if you will. But the first lens of this is about what will you allow? You see, if humanity lays down and allows it, then it happens. But if you have learned a lot in the past few years, always ask the question in your everyday life, what will you allow? And if you don't allow something, it doesn't happen. Heck, in this state, they got rid of all those speed cameras, right? We don't want to live in a world where, 41 and a 40, you get a ticket, right? And that wasn't allowed here, and they got rid of it real quick. So in the lens of, a control system, a beast system, where if you misbehave, right, you won't be able to buy or sell, right? We're not condoning that. But I'm here to tell you that the reaction to the digital ID coming, it shows a lot about a darkness that lingers within the collective of humanity. 50% of people are terrified of this, not because of the digital ID and all this other stuff. No. Most people are terrified because they'll be exposed. If you're a person and you follow godly laws, universal laws, you have nothing to worry about. Heck, you could go out and the cameras could be everywhere all day long. But most people in the modern society, they're concerned about it. They're concerned about being watched. You're being watched. You're being tracked. But what these people that are disconnected from the actual universe, they didn't realize that you are being tracked. You are being watched every second of the day. So who cares about digital ID? But the reaction of the digital ID in most cases shows us something about humanity. And there's a darker aspect of humanity. Number one, which we've learned in the past few years, if you don't stand together, things get rolled out. And that happened, right? We learned a lot in a post-2020 society. But there's something deeper that's lingering along. I might say this to you right now, that you are being tracked. You are being watched. And every decision that you make for your whole life has been documented. And some people like myself, you go, okay. And some people, they get terrified about that. You see, what you don't realize is that you are being watched and tracked every second of the day by what's known as the Akashic Records. Everything you absolutely do. So for the people that, get a little, bent out of shape, do you realize that you can't hide from anyone? Do you know this? Yeah. There's people that have learned about the Akashic Records. And if you there is no need for digital ID to track behavior, if you will. But if you're realizing that everything that you do is tracked in the Akashic records, people that are on this spiritual journey and you have a personal relationship with God, it's not a big deal to you. But most people in society, they get triggered in the modern world, right? Because they've been trained to live a fake life. There's people that are concerned with what they left, their feed on Instagram with their photoshopped pictures. Oh, baby. Nah, no one gives a crap about that, right? A lot of people are concerned with the fake, and what they're not concerned with is the legacy that they're leaving in the Akashic records. All day, everything that you do. You wake up, you sneeze, you got to go pee-pee. Going to Akashic record sees you. Get nervous now. But a lot of people, what this whole digital ID is coming has shown a lot of people that are conscious and aware is many people are fake in this world. It's one of the revelations that I've had. I've been on this journey for a while, and it's quite startling how fake people are. Have you gone on the journey? Maybe you went out into the world, right? And it's so foreign to you. It's absolutely so foreign that you wake up and you're living in this world and you're sitting there and you realize so many people are absolutely fake and they lie about everything. Did you wake up to this? Why don't you smash the like button if I'm just speaking the truth right now? You see, most people that are getting really perturbed about digital ID, they're really nervous because they don't want to be tracked because of, what are you doing? Or how are you living your life? But if you just live your life and you follow God's laws and you realize that no one's actually judging you. See, some people, and Neville Goddard spoke about this, they're so concerned that no one actually is judging you. At the end of the day, at the end of life, it's your feelings, and you'll live in that heaven or hell according to one word: regret. Many people are not living their life. They're living a life because they're concerned what other people think or how they're being tracked or how they're going to be viewed on social media. The people that are still tuned into this message, you didn't turn off. You're focused like a laser beam. You could hold your attention in a modern world. I could put this out. This could be played anywhere. And a lot of people won't even really be able to grasp the concept. You can't hide. And, when you realize this, maybe it's time to take off the mask. Many people have been living a life that's not real. You were just a persona. You were wearing a mask. And this message should inspire you. Say, you know what? Wow, I'm being watched every second of the day. Wow, right? And I know there's people that are going to hear this and you know about it already. And some people are going to hear this and they're going to get triggered. Why are they getting triggered? You could let me know in the comments, okay? Because people have realized, how can you continue? It's got to be so exhausting. I say this to myself, so it's got to be so exhausting to play pretend when you could just be yourself, be a free spirit, right? You see these people that go on these places, they just run around, just be a free spirit soul, right? Now, the concept of, let's just say, people that are legitimately concerned, what will you allow? It's a world famous video I put up on YouTube. What will you allow? And I saw this played out, right? On my journey, there were certain things that I did not consent to, that I did not allow in my everyday life. But there were other people, and a majority of people, that just went along with whatever was thrown their way. Realize this. How many people are in this world? So I'm here to tell you, and there are people that, I don't like this. If it were to happen, whose fault would it be? What will you allow? You see, everything out there is just a copy of what is actually part of the universe, which is actually nature. You know, the way that the internet, right, was made, computer code, so on and so forth. It's shown out in nature. It's just this computer and how we're operating and the internet is what is actually part of the universe. But people are disconnected. People are disconnected from God. People are disconnected from source, and people are disconnected from themselves. They don't even know who they are because they've been living a bunch of subconscious programs, and they're living and they're just living out of fear. And this fear, this is how people are controlled. It's actually a part of the brain. It's called the reticular activating system. What are you so afraid of? Are you afraid that digital ID is coming? Let me know in the comments. Are you afraid? Are you just moving about your everyday life? There are people that are concerned, anxiety. Okay, they're worried about things that never come. And I've watched this, right? And if you are, breaking free of all of the masses, all of the pendulums of the world, the matrix, the NPC bots, and so on and so forth, you see a bigger picture. You only need to be concerned with the relationship that you have with God and yourself, and then move outward. And there should not be a concern for this, because what will you allow? It would only be a thing is if you allowed it. And that's why humanity, I've shared this, right? Humanity is tasked now. When we go through life, the timeline is not a line, it's a spiral. Did you learn? Did you learn from 2020 and 2021? Or will you repeat the same thing? So what are you concerned with? There will be people that live. You're going to see this when you go out in the world. And I discussed this quantum shifting. And you could be in a workplace, you could be in the gym, you could be in the supermarket, and there will be people right next to you that you could be in the same location, but you'll be in a totally different reality, a totally different world. If you're getting this message, you've quantum shifted. And I've noticed this in life. A lot of people, they will post things on social media of gloom and doom, and they get a lot of views from it. And that's because it's just part of our nature for survival from back in the day, in the caveman days, right? We had to stay alive. So now in the modern world, people are focused to the fear. So if you are focused on that fear, and I know it's almost like an addiction to the fear, you bring it into your life. And heck, there might be a different timeline where different things played out. But on my journey, and I see this, and I'm teaching so many people, when you're focused on yourself, when you're focused on God, and when you disconnect from mainstream sources, all of a sudden, you start to embody a new frequency, and then you start living a new life. Today, you realized, who cares? Let the cameras be everywhere. Let them watch. You're already being watched every second of the day. The Akashic records are always watching. And that's why, you've done things in past lives. And that's why you take certain things with you. You might have traumas from past lives. And you're here in this life to overcome those things and bring your unique skills to this great game of life that we're all in right now. It's actually a game. So when you hear that digital ID is coming, and a lot of people are not ready for this conversation, but you have always been watched every second of the day. And if you're able to walk the straight and narrow, if you live your life knowing this, there's a window of time. And I actually teach people how to manifest. And this will always be the answer. There's a window of time when your head hits the pillow at night. And when you're able to drift off in peace, that is that window where you're actually manifesting your future reality. But if you're sitting there with your decisions and your lifestyle and you're not feeling comfortable with yourself, that is going to linger to the next day, and you're going to remanifest it, and that becomes the loop. Humanity right now, anyone that hears this message, do you hear me? Some people can't. Humanity has a choice, and they will loop again or they will spiral outward to a life of freedom. You make the decision. We all have a choice. We have a choice to live our life in fear, or we have a choice to live in unconditional love. Don't worry about digital ID and all the cameras and the tracking and the watching, because you have always been watched in the Akashic Records. I appreciate each and every one of you. Let me know in the comments, did you know about the Akashic Records? Do you know that you're watched all day long? Regardless of what you do, you go in the bathroom, you're being watched all the time. So that's why, and I share this on the channel, there are empaths in the world. Some people are narcissistic. They get a little bit triggered by this, and you'll see it in the reactions. And as I study and I get to sit back and watch the human behavior, the people that really get a little nervous, a lot of people are terrified because they don't want to be exposed for who they truthfully are. This is a new life, and it's time to drop the mask. So what you can take from this message today, if I could get one person, drop the mask, go for the love, go for your passion, walk this earth with respect for others. And then you'll embody a brand new reality. I appreciate each and every one of you. And don't be afraid. And remember, there's nothing to be afraid of if you will not allow it. Period. The end. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going. Daily videos, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Click subscribe. We have a lot to share with the world this upcoming year. Big changes are coming. Don't live in fear. It's your choice. So there could be people that are living in a control system world, and there are people that are going to be living in love, in abundance, and those people have taken back control of their everyday life.